Thank you for watching us on YouTube. But did you know that if you're on the go, you can get the full show as a podcast now? You can get our morning breakdown of the most important topics facing our country, news not being covered by the mainstream media, interviews with change-making progressives, and info on what you can actually do about all this. Search for The Damage Report on your favorite podcast app and subscribe so you know when new episodes are ready to go. So Ron DeSantis is the Republican nominee for the governor's race. And he's going against Andrew Gillum. And Ron DeSantis is the guy who said monkeying with the race.
He didn't want to monkey this whole thing.
He didn't want to monkey this up.
The progress that they've made in Florida, of course, yeah.
Exactly, because he's running against an African American. So, just weird, drops this weird phrase, it's not a phrase. And then we find out that he'd been speaking with at these racist group gatherings, but still not a racist. And now the headline is he's apparently still needs to flesh out, quote, flesh out his platform but before talking with the media. He doesn't feel comfortable talking about what he would do as governor yet because he hasn't spent enough time thinking about working with experts to flesh out his platform, which is amazing because he's already won the primary. He is the candidate. He's already beaten other Republican candidates. By the way, with Donald Trump's endorsement. You're seeing him there in that absolutely pathetic ad. Donald Trump endorsed him, even though the candidate himself admits there's not enough information out there to actually support him. And he's not ready to even tell you why you should support him. But he did love Donald Trump, so he got the endorsement, and Florida's Republicans flocked to him because of that.
What does that tell you? Yeah, you can be completely vapid, you can have no stance, you can have no agenda, you can have no plan, but you can still win the primary because you just say, I'm all about Donald Trump, and I'm in the right part of the country that cares about nothing else. Now, also, being in support of Donald Trump, you're also not sure of what your platforms are supposed to be. I'm sure Ron DeSantis has thoughts. I'm sure he has things he wanted to get done before he got into politics. Those things don't matter anymore. Because in this world of politics, and this generally goes across the board, you have to toe the line. So even if a new Democrat comes in, I've always said this before, when a Democrat comes in and they have agendas, they have plans, they have things they want to get accomplished, then they get in there and then the system and the grind of politics comes in and they become politicians. Yeah. And I was like, what happened to that guy who wanted to do these 5 very serious things and then one of them halfway got done and they said, well, I'm now a politician, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. It's the life of the politician that changes them. In this case, Ron DeSantis probably had something he wanted to do that was probably horrific anyway. Now, in the meantime, you support a guy who has a shifting agenda, who is a self-serving person, being in the president. So if you're supporting him 100%, you don't know what policies to stand for. You don't know what you're for or what you're against because those things shift and change all the time with your president. So if you follow a guy who has nothing behind his eyes, then you're gonna also have nothing behind your eyes.
I think you're right. I think part of it is that change that happens, and part of that change is driven by now he needs to know what the donors want him to do.
Yeah, because you're waiting for the orders.
You're waiting for your marching orders. He's gonna need a lot of money to beat Andrew Gillum, and he's not gonna let his ideals stand in the way of that. Yeah, and the Republicans, they love to say, and they have long loved to say that the Democrats, they just use identity politics. They say vote for us because of your identity, we vote for people because of their identity. What is this? It is faith that this guy, he's a white guy, he likes Trump, he said monkey with, or monkey it up, or whatever. I know what he's about. We share we share these certain values, not attached to policies. Again, because he refuses to talk about policies. These are identity things that people like. They want just say you're with Trump, and then everyone will know you probably like the same people Trump likes. You hate the same people Trump hates. Would you count out a candidate for Congress who in a Republican primary literally wore a Trump mask? I don't know that we could write that person off at this point because I think a lot of people would just say, ooh, I like the looks of that.
I mean, Ron DeSantis did it in an ad.
He effectively wore a Trump mask.
So he did it, he did it tongue in cheek. He'd be like, oh, my kid, hey, build that wall, son. All that stuff, right? He was doing that, but it was supposedly tongue in cheek, but it was also, hey, I will do anything to back up this guy.
Yeah. So look, obviously the situation is a little bit ridiculous, but also serious because we're talking about the governor's position of a massive and very important state. Obviously the governor of Florida, that has electoral consequences outside of just that race. Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notified of our new videos. And catch The Damage Report every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.